Unleash the power of purpose with impactful business voices, hosted by Nancy Baki and Anita Larsen. Each week, you'll be inspired by stories from companies that are making a real difference in the world, and you'll learn practical tips on how to grow your business with an impact.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for always coming and listening to us and supporting us at the Impactful Business Voices podcast. Listen, this is our monthly Business Lounge episode, so I'm really excited. Every Tuesday, we do showcase business owners that are making such a huge impact within their business, on the world, and of course on their clients. But today, which is the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to be sharing some business tips, some strategies, and how to make impacts in your business and really help you grow. So today, we're going to, as every day, we always provide a lot of valuable information. And we really recommend you get your pens out, get your notepads out, maybe a computer note, whatever you prefer, but get ready to make notes because, whatever you learn, we always say, don't forget to implement it, right? So we're going to go through today's topic. So today, I'm your host, Nancy Baki.
And I'm Anita Larsen. Happy Tuesday, everyone. So today we are doing something a little different. Many of you, of course, know Nancy and I as business coaches, and that's our passion. We love taking businesses from where they are to where they want to be. And we want to get them business owners to work on their business, not in it. And we want to take them from living to work to working to live. I know all these great sayings, but basically we help them with everything from finances to marketing to culture and just overall creating a better world and creating a better business, creating a better world for their businesses. So Nancy's already played a huge role in shaping success stories of so many families and businesses. But today we're going to talk about another side on Nancy that maybe not all of you know about. So we're excited to learn more.
I am excited too. Thanks, Anita. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you every week. I love it. I remember the first time that we started, I was like, oh my God, we can't do this alone. And we got Russ. And we've got, yes, exactly. We got Russ Johns. Thank the Lord that he came to help us.
Yes.
But I'm always excited to share, more about what we learned out there, whether it's for businesses, for business coaches, things that we both feel very passionate about. And of course, the most important is, what about that impact that we're making in other people's lives, right?
Yeah. So with that, let's just dive right into it because I want to hear more and I'm excited for you to share more. And I'm hoping all our listeners and viewers want to hear more. So share with us what else you added to your already successful business. What else did you add and how did it come about?
Yeah, so it's actually been a few years now, but really pushing it more harder this year. So the last few years, pandemic hit. I saw so many businesses struggling, from the small entrepreneurs to the, billion-dollar businesses. Most were struggling. So I'm grateful to have been able to help a lot of businesses out there recover. But of course, I only have 24 hours in a day. I'm one human being, two ears, one mouth. There's only so much I can do.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a stat that came out a few months ago, and it really disturbed me. It was about 85% of businesses have not come back to their revenue since the pandemic hit. It's very sad. That means there's a lot of businesses out there struggling more and more, and they can't get back on their feet without any help. And guess what? If they couldn't do it alone before, they need even more help today, right? So for the last few years, I've been coaching and mentoring also other coaches to help business coaches in that same capacity that I'm helping businesses, right? So I decided to really make it public and help more coaches because I definitely can't change the world alone. It takes a community, right?
Yeah. And that's great. And it's exciting news. And, of course, I've heard about this because you and I work so closely together. I'm excited for you to make it public and share with everyone. So when you say you help coaches, help other businesses. So who's best positioned to work with you and to help you in this mission to change businesses and help other businesses?
It's a great question. Honestly, anyone that has a passion for helping businesses make a change grow, things like that, that's a perfect person I'd love to have a conversation with. Whether you're an accountant, a business broker, a digital marketer, a social media,
Mhm.
you are, or a business coach or consultant, you are helping a business. This is something that um, you can add even to your business, right? Existing business coaches and consultants that work on their own, there many of them, a big percentage, they haven't been able to put in place a proven structure or a process for their coaching approach, or they have little or no support. I remember before meeting this community, I mean, I had no support, so I understand what a good community, not it's supposed to be only, but what we need to be able to not just help us but help those that we are helping, right?
Mhm.
And also, it's really important to be fit for this program. It is not for everyone. It's not just, oh, Nancy, I want to work with you. No, that doesn't work, right? This is basically something that, again, anybody can add to their business, their existing business. They definitely don't have to stop what they're doing. Like I said, we have accountants that still continue with their clients, right? But they're having that additional service where their clients need it anyways. So if they already know you, like you, and trust you, why not help them do something else in their business, right?
That's such a great point because I think, both of us and other business coaches that we know, we all came from a background in industries that served businesses. And then we moved into coaching because we saw the need for making a greater impact. And
Absolutely.
many of us did that while working in our existing businesses. And like you said, and it's an added service. So just being able to elevate your services and helping even more. So I love
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah,
We
go
even
ahead.
have, sorry, Anita, we even have like CFOs in our group. We have real estate agents, and real estate agents, like, why real estate? Sometimes they just need something else to add in their business. Again, it's a passion, right? I think
But
the
also,
world
I
wants it.
assume, they probably focus in that specific area, like they help other real estate agents, right?
Exactly.
So, can you
Exactly.
give a little more detail about how it all works? How do you empower and equip these people they're already performing impressively, serving business owners in their current position? How do you help them elevate their services even further?
Good question. Well, I help them overcome their biggest challenges. Um, I found with our team that the three biggest challenges that these service-oriented business owners are having, one, they're obtaining a predictable and consistent flow of qualified business owner leads, right? That's what they're looking for.
Hmm.
They want to be able to convert those leads into clients with the ability to be able to show a clear ROI before actually engaging with them. That allows you to be able to charge your worth based on your client's business potential.
Yeah.
And three, it's really getting those clients results so that they stay with the client for years, not just months or weeks, right? Honestly, it's a really different league than what I've seen out there. No one trains like we are at all. It's a process that works. It's been tested and proven. I mean, I've done it for years. It's all, how do you teach something that you haven't done for years? That's like one of the tricks in the
Hmm.
book, right? But our team of coaches, consultants, regardless of their original profession, coaches and consultants are really what they're really coming out, what's coming out of our training. They learn so much, and most importantly, they have a super important supportive community always there for them, no matter what they need, when they need it. That I'd have to say that is one of the key things that I've had over the last few years. We train them and we make sure that they are putting all these resources into action. So, there's lots of tools and resources that we provide them. This is really all about our coaches' success and growth. It's not about us, it's really about them. They're going to come out of this with a whole new arsenal of services that they can really offer to their existing clients, and even new and existing, not just existing but new clients as well.
Yeah, and it's really amazing. And I'm sure, the audience would love to hear some examples of the impact that you had with coaches and consultants, and what have impact have they seen in their existing businesses. So can you kind of give us a peek behind the curtain?
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So the biggest impact that they will see in their business is that they now have the freedom to make the business what they want it to be.
Yes.
Whereas in the past, the business, demands to dictate how much time they need to spend in their business, how many clients they have to take on, with all the training, the new tools and resources in their arsenal. They can literally choose which path to be able to take their business and live their original business dream, right? The one that we all have when we first become entrepreneurs, right? And then we start our own business working on on all our own time, having that freedom to choose what we want, doing things our way, still, and still living our dreams, because it's really, really important. But I'll bring you some examples. One of our coaches, he's a former franchise owner. He managed about 10 locations, and he just needed a break from what he was doing because he just had no life, literally. Life became an unending cycle of work for him. So much of those quality moments with his wife and boys became increasingly rare, right? And what's the point of making all this money and not hanging out with your family, right? Like I say,
Very
what's the
true.
point of getting married, right?
Yeah.
His new mission emerged from his profound experience where he decided he wanted to guide businesses from throes of chaos to a state of harmonious growth, and profitability, because a lot of businesses don't know how to do that on their own, right? All while fostering an environment that really respects the importance of that work-life balance for his clients and for himself. Really important if we're going to teach that to the client, right? So you learn a lot about yourself in this as well. Today
Absolutely.
he's got 15 clients, doesn't want to take on any more, which is fine, right? It's his choice. And he's finally having that balance of work and life. So he's enjoying life much more. And that's the whole point of, what we said in the beginning, working to live and not living to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have another inspiring story. This young man, and honestly, he's a rare, but he was aged 19 when he started. He just completed university, so he was like just fresh. He did not want to go for a job, and really that traditional path didn't give him that inspiration, that 9 to 5. He just had a girlfriend. He recognized the widespread challenges being faced by businesses today. So driven by that desire, he joined our community, and he definitely went through that comprehensive training, the proven process that we had, and he proudly now serves 5 clients. That's all he wants. That's because it's going to fit his lifestyle. So today he travels the world, has 5 clients. So he chose quality over quantity, right? Allowing him to really balance his life, his work, and personal life seamlessly. So today he's living his dream, exploring the world along with his girlfriend. He represents the new age of business services professionals,
Yeah.
prioritizing businesses and really helping them have that happiness and balance, while still creating that meaningful impact um, in the business world.
And can I make a quick note on that? Because I know
Yeah.
I know this person you're speaking of, and it sounds like, well, he's 19 now. How can he help other businesses? But kind of didn't point out the fact that he actually was an entrepreneur already at age 19. He
You're
had
right.
started and run a couple of businesses already. He was, truly a driven person. And this is where he was meant to be. He's not just your everyday 19-year-old. He was an entrepreneur from when he was little, basically.
Absolutely.
That's what he grew up to be.
Anita, thank you for that. I appreciate it, because
Yeah.
that is really important to bring. So no, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and I'm thinking of a third guy that I personally know. We both know him.
Mhm.
We have many thriving CFO businesses that they're really adding this as an additional to their service. So they service their client as a financial expert. But this guy specifically, he was always in search of different ways to increase the value that he provided to his same clients. So once he enriched his skill set with our community, he's now just a financial wizard, right? But he's not just that. Now he's helping businesses with a comprehensive business growth. Right now, he's an expert
Mhm.
in that. and he's providing them an array of options to their clients for their ultimate success, right? It was all about them. So he was able to elevate his professional offering and really ensure that not only was he meeting his client's need, but he was also helping them, have that strategic plan for their future. And he's deepened his impact on their clients' growth journey. I mean, I could probably go on and give you some more other examples, but those are the three top that I can think of off the top.
They're great examples, and like you said, I know them personally as well, and they're such great examples of what you can do and what impact you can make on people. So can you go into a little more detail about the training and the process?
Sure. So over the years, I've noticed that business and business coaches are almost alike, right? Like I said before, they're struggling with the same issues. It's getting leads, securing high-paying clients, and ensuring that those clients are getting results, right? Getting the client's result is like the most important, right? If you're not able to do that, right, then why are you in that business?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to learn. So we have a tailored process that's really guiding the coaches through these challenges step by step. It's really designed to specifically address the issues that they have and provide that solution that not only is going to help them overcome their challenges, but it also paves that way for that future success that they have. So we do have daily coaching sessions that I recommend everybody to come in. Like, that's 1 hour you need to block in your calendar every day. You're always getting supported no matter what your needs are. We are very community oriented, and some people use that like just as a word. We are really community oriented. Like our clients, our coaches, when they come in, they're like, this is like $1 million call. And I'm like, yeah, it's really all about our success with your clients, and our success to help you as our clients, right? With the specific tools, resources, strategies to be able to manage that new coaching side of your business, right? You definitely have myself, but I have a whole team of mentors that are in the community that if I don't have the answer, trust me, we have somebody that definitely has, and each one of us are dedicated for your success.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more, being a part of this community myself. And the background of everybody coming from these different backgrounds, like we just talked about, being entrepreneur, having their own businesses in the past, running CFO businesses, being accountants, being lawyers. That's just a huge network for us doing what we do to tap into. So, we can help them with our background experience, in whatever they need, and they help us. It's a huge collaboration within the community. There's never competition. It's always collaboration and find out how can we help these business owners and clients.
You brought the most important point. We are not competition.
Right.
Look, me and you, we may do certain things the same, but are we the same human being? No, we've got different characters, different personalities. I mean, I have like so much energy. You're awesome at things that I'm not. We complement each other, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many things that we help each other, and that's so important to know that we are not competition. We complement each other.
So give us some examples of how does this specifically address some of those issues and challenges you mentioned?
Okay. So many business owners, they mistakenly believe that they have a marketing problem. It's the same thing with business coaches, when in reality, they are having a messaging problem, right? We both know that. So the first thing that we do is we help business owners really effectively communicate what makes them special, what makes them different. Why should they go to them and not the guy across the street, right? We call this the position of market dominance. And this is about getting a strong position of market dominance in the place, in your area, right? This is where it's going to help you both get leads, convert them into leads, while our process is still helping you retain that client for a long period of time. So I mean, that's an idea of where, I mean, that's just one of the steps. There's so many steps in our process, but we definitely start there.
Yeah, and that's a great point. The positional market dominance is one of the most important things we do with our clients. We even had an episode on it, right?
Yes,
Whether
yes.
they're business owners or coaches and consultants, it's you have to put that in place in your business. So, what do you think our listeners should focus on right now?
So I would say the first thing is if you're skeptical, if your lights are blinking right now and you're like, oh my God, I want to know more. Let's just talk to her.
Hmm.
I'm going to say, let's get on a call, right? Connect with me on LinkedIn. Um, and let's look at, clearly what is the situation that you're in right now. Let's really clearly articulate that we have that solution to the problem or challenges that you have. um and when it comes to business, I mean, don't spend marketing money on marketing ads. And this is even business coaching. Stop spending money on marketing or ads, right? You have to solve the number one challenge, the number one situation, and then you'll be able to have more people beating down your door than you can imagine. But step one, if you are marketing and you're not getting a return, stop. Let's get on a call. I'm not going to try to sell you anything because that's not how I work. I don't even know if we're a good fit to work together. Let's just talk, take it from there. That's really the best way.
Yeah. So this is all so interesting, and I think it's such a great opportunity to be a catalyst to help others help, right? So how is it all done? How does this all work?
So, Anita, you know this. Success is a formula,
Yeah.
right? It's just like baking a cake. Let's get to the kitchen for a moment. Most business owners, they have all the ingredients. They do, right? But they have them in the wrong order. So when you're baking a cake, let's go on the simple. If you're putting the flour and the oil in a pan, mixing it, then you're sticking it in the oven for 45 minutes, taking it out. Then you're adding the eggs and the sugar. You're definitely not getting a cake. Doesn't even taste like a cake either, right? You're not even getting something that's even moist. It's not even edible, right? Success is the same thing. It involves following the right steps in that right order. So,
Mhm.
however, even with the right formula, many coaches do still feel alone, right? That's where our supportive, non-judgmental, international community comes in. So our community is really providing our coaches with the answers, the support they need to drive their business forward every day around all those challenges that we had without being judged, right? You just have to come in, ask all the questions. And I say, ask. There's no silly questions. There's no stupid question. Just ask. We've been asked before, right? So, um, yeah, just being authentic, transparent, being you, that good person, that's success for me.
So obviously, as you mentioned, you're not doing this alone.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I already tried the working alone many years
Mhm.
ago. Didn't work. Didn't succeed. I failed. And I'm not gonna, don't get me wrong. The failing did get me to learn a lot. But I did learn it the hard way. After a few years now, we have a community that's a supportive community. It's an incredible team that we really just ensure that every coach is never alone, right? That's the key. I remember when I was stuck alone in my business and I'm in my little cocoon and it's like, okay, well, I'll do this tomorrow. No, we need to get on it. Our calendar there's so many things that we could do, from our calendar to our life to our
Mhm.
family. There's so many things.
It's uh it's really amazing, and the community is so important. So if you have these potential business coaches and consultants, or anyone that's serving business owners currently and want to expand their services, they really have a passion for helping businesses succeed. What is a key tip that you can share with them right now?
So if you truly, truly from your heart have a passion for helping businesses succeed, you have to find ways to help them.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with like minded people and collaborate with them, right? you don't have to do it alone. Actually, I recommend you don't ever do it alone. And you don't have to start from scratch. That's one thing with us, you really don't. You need to trust the people that have tested and proven processes for helping hundreds of businesses. Don't just, we know, especially since the pandemic, we see all these ads literally 24 hours a day in our brains while we sleep or while we drive. Listen, they're all going to try to sell you something. What's really important is it following the problem or the challenge that you're having? And do you see that they are able to help you take your business, truly help you take your business from where you are right now to where you want it to be?
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, definitely learn, but put it into action, right? Just in business, the same thing in businesses. If you don't put anything in action, nothing is going to happen, right? So that's my key points for any success to any business, really.
Yeah, no, I love that. It has to be put into action. That's very true. And, I feel like the thread we had throughout this conversation is to focus on community connection and having this passion for helping businesses succeed.
Oh yeah.
So for those of our listeners that want to know what step is, like what should they do right now? What can they do to put it into action?
So first, I believe that first, definitely give me, send a message to me, right? But I believe that making that profound impact in this world begins really by recognizing and acting upon your passion, right? It's not my passion, it's your passion.
Yeah.
To all the listeners, if you really feel that you have this deep-seated urge to help businesses grow, if you're really moved by the idea of joining forces to enable businesses to bounce back even stronger than ever, then I really invite you to take that next step. Reflect on our conversation today. It's recorded, so you're more than welcome. Go back and re-listen to it. It's not just as a passive listener. I want you to be as an active contributor to a global business community that we have. So if our message really resonates with you, if you find that it aligns with the challenges that you may have, we've discussed the solutions. We will and we are always aiming to provide for you. So don't hesitate. Reach out to me. Again, LinkedIn is the best way. Let's engage in a conversation about our shared passion, and let's really explore to see how we can help each other, learn from each other, and most importantly, how can we together, make that significant difference in the business world. So, I just want to tell everybody, you each have a unique voice. You have a unique perspective. And combined with our shared passion of business growth, we can really create a ripple effect that's going to really positively impact businesses worldwide, excuse me. So come and check us out. Guys, let's not let this world tumble. Let's help this world really come back into that growth, into that strength that they were many years ago. They need us.
Well, that's a very inspiring call to action. So, listeners, I hope everybody heard that and don't miss the opportunity to engage, connect, and make a difference. Like Nancy said, you're not in it alone, and together we can create positive impacts.
Oh, yeah.
So, with that, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Nancy. This was a special episode. You're obviously going to be here again next episode. But this was a time to kind of focus on you and just a huge impact you're making as a catalyst, not just as a coach, but passing on the passion and the impact that you make. So thank you for being here on this special episode with us.
Yeah, thanks, Anita. Always love to hang around with you every week. Both our businesses are really making an impact in the world. It's honestly a breath of fresh air knowing you, working close to you, having this podcast every week. So, guys, always a pleasure to be here. Thank you again.
And I will say, I have a few takeaways from our conversation. As closely as we work together, we are part of the same community. And we decided, like you said, that we complement each other really well. So why aren't we working even closer together? So I'm very familiar with your process. I can testify to the validity of it. It is proven, it works. And to talk to some of the things you mentioned, I think the passion, it's so important to live your passion. And it's important, if your passion is to help others, use whatever your skill sets and your background and your experience is and use it to help others. Now, I will say, and even with clients that I work with and other people that I come across, one of their concerns are always, well, if it's my passion and I want to help others, but I don't know that if I should get paid for that. Like, if you get paid for sharing your passion and helping others, it's because you're sharing something very valuable and it allows you to help even more people, right?
Absolutely.
It just allows you to amplify it even further. So just share your skill sets and your experience. Then another thing you mentioned that I think is very true is all of us coming into this as entrepreneurs or starting our own business. And I would say the dream we had going into it versus the reality that's set in once you start doing it, right? There are so many surprises. We all know this. And I feel like once you get into it, you start working in it, you're like, wait a minute, this is not what I dreamt of. I wanted like that time freedom. I wanted the financial freedom. I wanted the time freedom. I wanted to be able to set my schedule, take control of what I do, work with whom I choose. Take control of it. Don't let your business ruin your dream that you had of being a business owner. You need to take control of it and, again, focus your skill sets and your experience to where it can make the most impact to live your passion, but also for your business.
Absolutely.
So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And then finally, something you kept saying throughout this conversation, the community. It's so important. Don't do it alone. We all do better together. Find a community that works for you. Find a community that understands you and that you can collaborate with, like Nancy and I. And I have noticed this also over, I would say, even since the pandemic, a lot of people are now going into business for themselves and they're not competing against each other. Instead, they're finding ways of collaborating for the common good. And I love that. I love that mindset of, the business owners that are coming out today. They're not going into this like, hey, I'm going to go in there and compete. No, they're like, oh, who can I work with? Who, where we can both better ourselves just by working together. It's such a great mindset. And I will say, even from the coaching side and clients that I work with, just the impact of being a coach and being able to connect with those business owners who are alone. I think that has been, since I started coaching, that has been the biggest impact with the work I do. To have someone as a confidant that you can share all the struggles with. You don't have only share the successes, you share all your challenges, and they can relate to it, and they can guide you, and they can be your sounding board. To have that person has been so impactful, I think, for so many small business owners, even more than the success of their business, but just be able to offload some of the stress and struggles, and being able to have that sounding board. Done miracles for them, for their businesses, and for the families that usually suffer from that as well. So those are my key takeaways. So I just want to say again, this has been very informative. It's a very exciting endeavor, and I appreciate you talking about it.
Yeah, thank you. I think the world needed to know this, because we need to make a difference together, all together as the world, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you.
So for all of our listeners and viewers, as always, you can find a copy of the recording on our YouTube channel at Impactful Business Voices. Hit the subscribe button. Don't miss out on future episodes. Nancy, what's going on next week?
Yeah, next week is a little different. Hey, guys, you Americans, you got a day off on July 4th. So we said, let's give you guys all a day off. So we're going to take the day off as well. We will be back on July 11th with another impactful business owner. Look, keep a lookout for the announcement in the next few days. So guys, until next week, go make an impact.
Unleash the power of purpose with impactful business voices, hosted by Nancy Baki and Anita Larsen. Each week, you'll be inspired by stories from companies that are making a real difference in the world, and you'll learn practical tips on how to grow your business with an impact. Thank you for listening to Impactful Business Voices. Subscribe now and don't miss an episode.